Hi guys, and welcome to Angling for You. Now, again, we're here in the dining room and we have got another product to talk about. And yes, it is Middy. Now, the guys at Middy have been fantastic supporting the channel. Again, this is one of the giveaways that we're going to do for the 10k giveaway, and it's brilliant again. And I want to talk a little bit about them and a little bit about something that they're doing in regards to this range of elastic. And they've been doing this all the way from August, and I do apologise that normally I would have been straight on this, but I've just been so busy. And I've got the old elastic range here, and I've got pretty well, it is the whole range. It's the whole range, the different sizes, including the two new ones, and the Shockcore Hollow. Now, being a hollow elastic, it's superb, it's stretchy, soft and supple, and we'll go into a little bit around each one, and I'll lift these up to camera so you can see them a little bit better. But essentially, what Middy have been doing, and it's with different merchants out there, so it does depend, is with the cost of living, they've tried to do a 3 for 2, so they've been, the way that they've distributed it and sold it onto merchants is the fact that some of them have been doing a 3 for 2, so you would buy 3 and obviously get one of them free, so you'd only pay for 2. But that depends, obviously, if you can find that person. But it's just their way of trying to give back. They obviously need to make money themselves. They're a business. They're struggling like every other business is, with Brexit and all sorts of other things. So the fact that they're trying to do something, I think, is really nice. It's on a perishable item that usually is something that we use quite a lot in fishing. Being elastic, it's stuff that we do on multiple kits for different scenarios, and they're also 3 meters in length. So usually, if you're doing shorter kits or F1 kits, you probably should, well, you definitely will get 2 out of it. Anything longer than sort of a 1.8 kit, you might struggle, unless it'd be quite tight. Maybe with your lighter elastics and a little bit of pre-stretching, but you'll definitely get 2 if you're using your F1 kits and things like that. So that's a good start to it. Now, I've been using the reactor core for over a year, and it's been superb. I really do like it. And the Shockcore stuff is something that I've used also in the past. To be honest, I've always rated Middy elastics before I even started association or using any sort of products, you know, that had been sent, or even things that I'd bought myself. It's a product that I used to use, or a similar derivative of Middy Hi-Viz. I know a lot of people out there will use that, and have used the Hi-Viz of early days, and it is a really good product, and I do think it is something that you should have a little look about. So what we'll do is we'll turn the camera a little bit closer to me, and we can zoom in on individual ones, and we can have a little chat about them. Right guys, so there's 7 different elastics in the range. Most manufacturers now will have most of the cover. What I do like about this is they do go right down to the very small for a hollow. A lot don't do that, and maybe we'll go on to the solids for your roach skimmer fishing in the winter. This doesn't. It comes with a Dobry, which is that picture in the corner, which is effectively something when you put your 2 sections together side by side, when you broke your top kit into 2, your elastic would go out of one and into the other. It sits in the top of that like a little hook, and that stops your elastic from rubbing on the joins. So you might not use them, like you might have a one-piece kit, or you might have a kit where it's got an internal bush that sits in between there and a liner, but it's nice to have it free, and always good to stick in your tackle box if you do need it. So like I was saying, it is a hollow elastic, and it is part of their Hi-Viz range, so it is super visible when you're in different water conditions, weather. Sometimes you can not see the elastic at all, and I'm definitely prevalent to that. If it's white, sometimes catches me in grey. I can't see it sometimes, but this is the 1 to 5, and it is the F1 and silvers, so that is a really light elastic, and you can see from the side profile, it is a super light elastic. That is going down to 1.1 mil diameter, so it is a really tiny one. Then we're looking at an F1 to carp, next step up, which is 1.3 mil, and it's a 4 to 8. Again, obviously it comes with the Dobry. You can see it's super visible with the orange, just like the green was. Then we go on to a 6 to 10, and this is 1.5 millimeters in diameter in like a fluoro yellow, which looks really nice actually, this one. Like a 6 to 10, and that's a specimen grade, but that would be like small carp around your £2-3 mark, I would say. I wouldn't say a big super specimen, but it does power up this Shockcore stuff when you use a stripper. So Match Plus, this is a new one that they've brought in. There's 2 new ones in the range. This is the one which is your everyday, all around durable elastic that you would use for most of your kits, I would have thought, which is a 10 to 14, 1.75 mil, and like it says Match Plus on there in the sort of milkshake pink. Next one is an old favourite of mine, which is a Whopper 12 to 16. This does stretch for miles. It's a 2 mil. It does stretch for miles, but man, it does power up. It is really good for pace fishing. I do like that for pace fishing. And if you're fishing across, you need to get them out of the other side of the bank. That also is a really good one. Now this one is bungee cord. This is like you would imagine for the big boys, 2.7 mil, 18 to 22. Not something I use very often, but it might go in the old margin pole for those jungle pegs or strip pond and things like that at Lindholm. Just gonna grab a little drink. So terrible cough later. Dear me. And the final one again is new, and this is an Xtreme one, 26 to 30. You'll see me use the reactor cord blue, which is similar. It's absolute cable is this, 3.1 mil, and yeah, you could drag a wild animal in definitely with that. All I would say is when you do that, make sure you've got the right equipment on and using the right pole that will accept that elastic. Let's jump back onto main camera. Right guys, so another elastic option for you there. I know it's confusing with how much is out there if you are new to fishing. You know, there's solids and there's hybrids and there's hollows. If you go on my Angling For You Back to Basics, which you just search that, there's one on elastics and it talks you through the differences between and how you would use them. Now, this again is a great prize that we're going to put in. 77 quid's worth of elastic here, and it'll do roughly 14 top kits, depending on what size they are, of course. And I think that's just, again, it's a great thing that Middy are doing to try and 3 for 2. Doesn't seem a lot, but if you bought a pole, it's an extra 10 quid that you're saving, 11 quid that you're saving, and everything helps, especially if you've got a few kits to do and you don't want to spend ridiculous money to get a good product. If you are top flight matchman, you're obviously going to be changing your elastics very, very frequently. For an amateur like myself, or a pleasure angler that fishes the odd match and fishes quite often, like myself, once a year is enough to change it. As long as you look after them, you use the lubricants, and they're not in the direct sunlight all the time, you should be fine. And what I do tend to do is maybe snip off and just retie the Dacron, or a lot of the time I fish now just to a bead. So it's how you want to do it, but they're the 2 areas to look at, where your Dacron joins and where your bead joins on your puller kit. So they're the 2 places you might need to snip and pull it down a little bit and just reattach, and you should be okay. These elastics nowadays are very good and very durable. if you've got a particular one that gets a lot of hammer, then you know you could change that a little bit more frequently. But hopefully this has been helpful to you. Again, like I said, with the other one, jump onto the Facebook group. As come of December, we'll start to do the prizing for the 10k giveaway. If you want to see any other videos, join us on the playlists at Angling For You, and there's plenty more of different ones, even if you want to watch features and new shots, equipment, all sorts of stuff that are on there. If you want to join us on the Instagram angling_for you and just have a little see what we're doing, that's fantastic. And if you could like, share and subscribe, that'd be superb. Join the Angling For You family. And until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tight lines.